My faithful one, I have been keeping something from you, not to hurt you, but to protect the surprise. I have been preparing before a single thought formed in your conscious mind. Today, I was already orchestrating something beautiful for your life. I have decided what I am going to do about music you, and I will not change my mind. The hard times you've been going through are coming to an end. It's not because you've finally earned it by being good, not because your prayers have earned enough merit, but because I keep my promises, and now is the time for you to make a breakthrough. I am the one who keeps an eye on you, the guardian who has never taken his eyes off of you. In this music right now, I want you to understand how important what I'm saying about your life is. I want to talk to you about who I really am in your life, because I think you've forgotten some important music truths during this hard time. You have doubts about my character because of the problems you have had. There have been delays that have made you wonder what I was trying to do. When you were going through the worst times, the silence made you wonder if I was even listening. But I want to put your music understanding to rest. I'm not some faraway God who doesn't care about the little things in your life and is sitting on a throne too far away to feel your pain. I'm not an impersonal music force that works by cold, hard rules and doesn't care about your problems. I am not a judge who is ready to punish you for your mistakes or a boss who expects too much from you. Let me be your guardian and protector. I know how many hairs are on your head and all the worries that have kept you awake during the quiet hours when sleep music wouldn't play. I know every single thing about you, including the parts you keep to yourself and the parts you show everyone else. When you think something, you've never said it out loud. I know the fears about music that you have never told anyone about. I can see the wounds you've covered up with music, smiles, and tears to make yourself look strong. I can see everything about you, and nothing about you makes my love less strong. You're known completely, and music loves you no matter what. It doesn't change how much I care about you when you fail or when you succeed. It doesn't change because of what you do, but because of who I am. When you look at your life, you see a list of mistakes. I don't see that. I'm not interested in the mistakes that play over and over in your mind, or the regrets that whisper accusations in your quiet times. I don't figure out how much you're worth by looking at what you've done or how productive you are. I see my beloved child walking through a valley that has a purpose that hasn't been fully revealed yet. I see music that hasn't been fully used yet, strength that hasn't been put to the test, and a destiny that goes far beyond what you can imagine right now. And I can see myself going with you every step of the way on this hard journey. Never without my presence will music leave you to face any problem, never leaving you to find your way through the darkness by yourself. The wilderness season you've been going through was never meant to be your permanent home. Music has always been meant to be a passageway, a transition, a place of preparation before entering the land of promise I've been working on for you. I understand how long this passage has felt, though. I understand how the music of the day has seemed to blend into a never-ending cycle of struggle and survival. I know that you've been wondering if you'll ever see the other side of music during this tough time. The wait has been very tiring. It's been hard to deal with the uncertainty. Fighting against discouragement all the time has used up resources you didn't even know you had. Being alone and going through hard times without any visible help has put your faith to the test in ways you didn't expect. During all of that, I was working and watching, waiting for the exact moment when the season would change. It's very important that you fully understand what I'm saying about your life right now. The end of the wilderness is almost in sight. You dare music to believe that the edge of the promised territory is closer. to bring you from this place of testing into music, a place of rest and abundance. I am actively orchestrating events behind the scenes. Hopeless thinking or empty comfort is not this. I make this divine declaration with the full weight of my character and the full power of my throne. What I say comes true. I do what I say I will do. What I start, I finish. And I want you to know that the start of your music deliverance has already come. Right now, at this moment of speech, I want you to go from just hearing to actively receiving. I'm speaking over your life, and what I say needs your permission to fully take place. So I want you to do something easy but strong. In the comments section below, type the word Amen. This is not a religious act, but your personal seal of approval for everything I just said. Know that you are not just leaving a comment as you type it. You're telling heaven it's okay to do something for you. Your voice is becoming more like mine. You've been carrying loads that weren't ever assigned. It's been your job to avoid problems that were never yours to solve. You've been putting too much stress on music because of the responsibilities I never meant for you to handle by yourself. You picked up weights that belonged to other people somewhere along the way. You agreed to do things that weren't your calling. You felt guilty about things that were out of your control. And I've seen you getting tired from this load. Saw your shoulders sag from being so tired. You've walked with more weight on your feet, and your heart is tired. The life force you used to have has been music taken away by the need to survive. The happiness you used to feel has been sucked up by worry. You no longer hear the peaceful music you used to because you are always worried. This is precisely why I am speaking to you so quickly and gently. I'm coming up behind you to take the weight off your back. I'm putting out my hand to take the weight off your shoulders. I'm coming to give your soul rest in a way that no vacation music, distraction, or short-term escape could ever do. The rest I offer is more than just relaxing your body. It gets to the very core of your being, where the real tiredness is. It refers to the weariness that neither sleep nor medicine can alleviate. It gets to the part of your spirit that's been worn out from running on fumes for too long. The care I have for you as a musician doesn't depend on how well you play. Your faithfulness or obedience have no bearing on it. Your upbringing has taught you that love and care must be earned, which makes it hard for you to accept these truth songs. People have given you conditional acceptance by pulling their love away when you didn't live up to their standards. You know how it feels to get praise for something you did well and to get attention for something you did well. But the rules that my love follows are completely different. Watching over you is something that is deeply ingrained in my personality, in my nature, at the core of who I am. I will always care about you, just like I can't stop being God. It is neither something I choose to do, nor a duty I don't want to take on. It just comes out of who I am, like how light comes from the sun. This dedication to music shows up in every sunrise I paint across the sky, as a reminder that mercy comes again every morning. It shows up in every breath you take without even thinking about it. Every time your heart beats, it keeps your life going. It's in every provision that music appears exactly when it's needed, even when you have no idea how it will happen. I was showing you proof of my care every day, but sometimes the music of your worries made it hard for you to see it clearly. I want you to understand something about the dark time you've been going through. It wasn't a punishment for your sins, or a result of what you did wrong. It wasn't a sign that heaven had left you or that I had forgotten about you. The enemy has been telling you lies about what your problems are really about. Music. Let me tell you that suffering means I don't like you and struggle means you are far away from me. I'm telling you the truth though. It was a place of formation that you have been traveling through the valley, a school where music, it's only possible to learn what I've been teaching in the dark. While music can grow in light, some things can only grow in darkness. Roots grow deepest where the soil is shaded from the sun. When you're under pressure, your character gets stronger in ways that comfort never could. When things happen that seem to go against every promise, faith becomes stronger. You have been building a root system of faith that will see you through every storm you face in your music career for the rest of your days. This music season has been difficult for you, but you have grown closer to me than you ever could have during better times in terms of intimacy. Even when everything else was taken away, human support wasn't enough. You found that I was still there when all of your own strength gave out. You found out that my grace was enough. You encountered the truth that my strength is most obvious when I am weak. Music. You can't learn these lessons from books or sermons. You have lived them, so they must be true. I've been your guardian during times when you didn't even know music needed guarding. If you could see the whole picture, this truth would shock you. Because my hand was resting on you, dangers approached your life and fled. Plans were made to hurt your health, but they never came true because I stood between you and the people who wanted to hurt you. Disasters that were meant to happen to you were redirected to go by without touching your head. Accidents were avoided by timing that seemed to be random. There were no more chances to do harm before you even knew they were there. You've been kept safe a lot more than you know. You have been protected in ways you can't even imagine. My protection has never been taken away from your life, not even during this hard season, not even during this valley music experience, not even while you were wandering around in the wilderness. You may have felt open and at risk, but that wasn't how things really were. You may have felt like you were left to deal with things on your own, but you were never really alone. Even on the darkest nights, when music of despair told you I was gone, I was right there with you, working behind the scenes to set up what you couldn't see and get ready for what hadn't been revealed yet. It is not a far-off dream for the future that the deliverance I am bringing to music for you represents. It is a real event that is happening right now. As you read these words, many times my kids wait for breakthrough music like it's still a long way off, but it's already here. They strain their eyes to see something that is right in front of them that is far away. So there is no doubt I am telling you the truth. The music for help has begun. The shift is moving. You can't wait for the change you've been praying for. The music is coming now. It's taking place now. Things that were invisible are now visible. Music. The spiritual is showing up in the real world. What was done behind closed doors is about to be made public. I'm already moving things around in your situation. I'm already setting up the conditions that will make your breakthrough possible. The people who will take part in your deliverance are already being lined up. Even if you can't see any evidence yet, the process has already begun. The working parts of heaven are working for you. The angels have been given their jobs and are doing them correctly and with authority. There are supernatural resources being sent to help you. Divine meetings are being planned. Music is being made to make connections that will change everything. In the next few days, you will not see the start of my work. Instead, you will see the visible completion of work that has been going on in the spiritual realm for a long time. Think about how a seed works when it is planted in soil. This natural law shows how what's going on in your life is really happening on a spiritual level. Nothing that can be seen happens above ground for weeks or months. If someone looked at the surface, They would only see earth and think that nothing was happening. They might even think that the seed had failed and that all the work was for nothing. They might dig up the seed out of anger, not realizing that getting in the way at this point would destroy what they were hoping to see. But below that surface, in the hidden darkness below, there is a music-filled explosion of activity going on. Roots are extending music downward, building the base on which everything else will rest. As a shoot presses up, it gathers the strength it needs to break through into the light. Life is putting together the structure that will eventually shine in all its glory. Darkness and concealment are necessary for the complex processes going on in music. Things are growing that would be hurt by being exposed too soon. And when it finally happens, it happens suddenly, almost immediately, as if the plant appeared out of thin air. The breakthrough music, on the other hand, came after weeks of progress that couldn't be seen. The abrupt appearance was actually the result of a great deal of preparation. In your case, music, this is exactly what is happening right now. About to see the start of something that has been growing behind your back for a lot longer than you thought. I have been working hard for you in ways that your normal senses can't tell you about. There is no difference between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. We can just see it as clearly. And in that space, where the most important work happens, I've been making connections, opening doors to music, softening hearts, and setting up chances. I've been working on getting rid of the things that were in your way, turning some into stepping stones and others into music that will help you get where you want to go. What looked like problems in your way will turn out to be the right places for you to be blessed with more music. What look like setbacks will be seen as preparations for bigger gains. I've been traveling ahead of you to make sure that the place you're about to enter is ready for you, and to guarantee that the blessing music will be even better than you asked for. Everything will be fine when you get to your destination. You will be able to get the resources you need. The people you need will be there. The music that needs to be aligned will be aligned. There won't be any gaps. There will be no lack of music. There will be no shortage of anything, because I set up the space based on what I know you need, not what you think you need. Now the time is almost here when all of this work that has been done behind the scenes will become visible, and you will see for yourself what I have been doing behind your back. There will be music that you didn't know about that will open doors. Sources of provision you didn't expect will come through. In places where you had given up hope of ever seeing change, you will experience restoration. You won't be looking in the right places for the breakthrough. The answer will come to you in a way you hadn't thought of, because I can come up with any solution you can think of. In a moment, I am the God of the unexpected, the shocking, and the suddenly that changes everything. Do not let the long way you have had to travel to get here get you down. Do not look at the hard miles with anger or regret. Each step of that journey was important. Your character grew in some way with each challenge you faced. Every tear you shed watered seeds that will grow into a harvest. Music. When you felt like giving up, every prayer you said was heard, recorded, and answered. Nothing was wasted, even when heaven seemed to be quiet. There was no point to anything. There was no feudalism. Even though music seemed to be causing you problems, it was actually making you stronger so that you could handle the blessing I'm about to give you. Things I'm giving you now would not have been music to your ears if I gave them to you back then. You wouldn't have been ready for what was behind those doors if I had opened them earlier. The answer I gave to those prayers music on your timeline would have made things worse instead of better. The wait was not cruel music. It was nice of them. There was no neglect in the delay. It was smart. The long trip wasn't meant to punish them. This was preparation. Now that everything has been set up and preparations have been made, the blessing can be given without hurting the person it was meant to help. I'm getting you through this tough time not because you deserve it based on what you've done, but because I keep my promises in every situation. You and I entered into a covenant that I would never leave you or forsake you. Before you were born, I spoke words over your life that told you of my good plans for your future. I wrote your name on the palm of my hand to always remember how much I love you, to show that I will definitely do what I said I would do. I am now honoring those statements and fulfilling those words. Your deliverance is linked to my reputation. Through your help, I can demonstrate my faithfulness, and I will not fail to finish what I started in your life. The problems you've been having with your music this season haven't been proof of my absence, but proof of my presence. This doesn't make sense. I know that life has taught you to judge how close I am by the lack of music that makes you think of trouble. The idea is that if I really loved you, I would make sure you had an easy path. But that assumption shows that you don't understand love or purpose. If no one was attacking you, it meant that the kingdom of darkness did not see you as a threat. If no one was stopping you from moving forward, it means you're probably not moving in a direction that matters. You are a significant figure in the spiritual realm, as evidenced by the music of your battle, which is intense. You have a destiny that scares the enemy. You are someone whose breakthrough will be a blessing not only for you, but also for many others whose lives are linked to yours. People who are against you have been desperately trying to stop you because they know what's at stake. If what I have planned for you comes true, the attack was not random. It wasn't a coincidence that there was resistance. The challenge was aimed at you because of who you are and what you carry. One thing the enemy did not expect, though, is this. He didn't take into account how much I love you. In working for you, he didn't figure out how much power I had. He didn't take into account the fact that I've never lost a battle. I chose to play, and I've chosen to play for you. Not because you deserve it or because you earned it, but because your music is mine. I bought you for a price. I claimed you as my own, and the enemy will not be able to hold anyone who belongs to me. I'll bring you outside. I'm going to free you. I'm going to